Start your engine!
Hello, race fans, and welcome to round number one and the chase for the Monday Night Money Series. Round one starts tonight. It's Yellow Flag TV's live presentation of the Monday Night Money Series Sim500. Tonight, I've got a guest with me in the studio. It's Joe White. Joe, welcome to Darlington, but welcome to the chase.
Absolutely. We're here tonight live at Darlington, South Carolina here. Sim500, the chase is starting tonight. Mike, I'm getting pumped up. I hope all the drivers out here getting ready because we got chase time. We're going to crown a champion in the next several weeks, and it's going to be awesome.
That's right, and tonight it starts at Darlington, the Challenger 14. So we've got Malik Ray, Joshua Williams, Larry Pace, J.D. Laird, Kyle Taraska, Brandon Traburco, Jose Gonzalez. Those are your winners throughout the season thus far. Now, non-winners that qualified in, Chad Coleman, Paul Nicholas Cooper, E.J. O'Wart, Chad Cole, Joey Jatina, Steve Gottschalk, and Mr. Manger. So that is your top 14, and we'll bring Kyle Taraska in here in just a few minutes to go over how one person can advance to that Contender 10 at Talladega. But tonight, it's the KC Design Throwback 117 at Darlington. And, Joe, these paint schemes, man, I'm seeing some oldie goldies, old and goldens here. Folgers in your cup, Hardy, some good-looking paint skins out there tonight.
Yeah, it is, and one in particular stands out to me because, hey, look, I'm going to tell my age here in just a second. That Bill Elliott throwback scheme right there, the Coors machine out there, and this is where he won the Winston Million. This is where he locked in that thing and got that big check. So, interesting to see. Like you said, awesome paint jobs out here, awesome-looking cars here. Nice group of field of guys. And you talk about Larry Pace right there. Well, he's definitely on pace here tonight because he's got it sitting on top of the qualifying right now.
Absolutely, and qualifying underway. Still have about 5 minutes to go. Kyle Taraska, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kyle. So it's the Challenger 14 tonight. We've got several drivers that have qualified their way in with a win, and we've got several drivers who qualified their way in with points. All right. So from after tonight to get to Dega, does the winner automatically get there? And would a top 10 pretty much get you to the Contender 10 next week at Dega? Tell us how that works.
Yeah, Cam, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there. With us only having one race rounds this season due to the shortened schedule, pretty much a win. I mean, it does lock you in, but I mean, that's kind of common sense anyway, since you'd be essentially the highest paid points finisher for the event. With that being said, going into tonight's race and tonight's race only, any driver that accrued 3 bonus points for every regular season win they had during the regular season, that will help them tonight. So, for example, Malik had 5 wins over the course of the regular season, so he has a 15-point advantage already going into this race. That will help him out tonight. However, when we go to Talladega next week and every round beyond that, all of our drivers will be starting on equal points. So keep in mind as well, halfway bonus points are still in effect, and they are going to mean more now than they ever have all season, because that may or may not be the difference of you making it to the next round. So as you said, we got 14 drivers going tonight. After tonight, we're going to take the best 10 in points, including the winner, going to Talladega. And then after that, we're going to take the best 6, including the winner, going to Michigan. And then we're going to have the grand finale, 4 drivers racing heads up at Las Vegas.
Oh, absolutely. And tonight, Darlington, KC Design Throwback Night. Kyle running the number 3 machine as always, but tonight, the black and white machine looks really good, man. Hope you put her in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I never really had the opportunity to see Dale race that much, at least where I was old enough to understand the sport. But he was my dad's hero, so in a way of honoring him, I get to honor my dad too, and that's a big deal for me. And a couple other leagues we've done some throwback stuff in, running some Dale Earnhardt paint schemes. I've done pretty good in them, so let's hope for the best tonight.
All right, Kyle, we'll get you back down in the Chicken Wing Motorsports Club. We'll see you later tonight in Victory Lane.
That sounds like a plan. Enjoy the race, guys.
There you have it. Kyle Taraska, 7th quickest in qualifying right now, Joe. We're going to step away, bring to you the national anthem. When we return, qualifying will be wrapped up, and we'll find out who starts where. We'll be back. Back live here, Darlington Raceway. Round number 1, race 1 of the chase. Joe White with me in the booth tonight. Pedro Mega, by the way, pushing every single button on that keyboard. And Joe, you've gotten yourself pretty familiarized with the keyboard yourself, sir.
Yes, sir, I do. And I love, man, doing this stuff. Getting up here, calling these races. That's what I like doing. I appreciate a CO Tim out there in the chat, man. Already chatting it up. He's going to sit back here for the Throwback Series here live at Darlington, South Carolina. Well, it's in one of the Carolinas there. But either way, we got a nice looking field. And you're right, Mike. I love sitting here. I push the buttons. A little different for me tonight here because kind of like riding in a limousine. I just got to sit back, relax, and call the race.
Yeah, ride shotgun, if you will. Joe, of course, first timer here tonight in the Monday Night Money series. Hopefully, won't be the last time. Might run the winter series. Might be up in the broadcast booth. You never know. But no stranger to the booth. Joe White, always a pleasure to have you, man. And tonight, it's Darlington. We've mentioned it. The track that's just too tough to tame. 10 seconds remain in qualifying, and there are 17 drivers who have thus far put a time on the board. And I'm going to tell you something. Larry Pace put the quickest one down in that 00 machine, and he will roll off in the number 1 spot. And that 5-time winner, Malik Ray, will roll off second. We've got a few more seconds before the grid here, Joe. 117 laps at Darlington, a track that's just too tough to tame. Little over a mile, by the way, and under a mile and a half. This is a dangerous racetrack.
It very well is, because they're going to flirt with disaster on that wall coming around every turn. Got 112 track temp degrees tonight. Very hot, very slick track here in South Carolina. And like you said, this is a tricky one. Skill would be the thing here. Not a lot of times to pass as we're getting set here to grid these bad boys up tonight. Like you just said, Larry Pace put it on pole. Mike, well, I'm going to tell you what. Can you feel that energy? It's chase time.
I can feel it as the grid begins to start lining up. I'm seeing the cars come in and seeing these different throwback skins. I love a throwback skin. When football teams use the old throwback jerseys, man, it just kind of brings back memories. And I was born in the 80s and grew up basically in the 90s, Joe, and I'm seeing the Hardy's car, the Folgers car I see out here. You know, in the Dale Earnhardt Senior paint scheme, the cores, I've seen them. You know, I kind of grew up in the 90s, and I think I got the gist of the olden days, I guess you could call it.
Well, you're talking about olds. Like I said, I told my age earlier because I grew up in the 80s, so a little bit further back. And you talk about Dale Earnhardt. Well, I'll give you a little info, kind of tell you whereabouts where I'm at. RCR, well, it's only less than 10 minutes away from me. Richard Childress himself lives right up the road. I ride by his house a lot all the time. So familiar with those days back in the day with the 3-car running around and all that. And definitely Bill Elliott back in them days. Love those boys. Love the time in the NASCAR, as it's going to be awesome here. Darlington is a track. It's one of the oldest, and it definitely brings one of the most exciting style racing.
Absolutely. Now, we've mentioned the first row, Larry Pace, Malik Ray. Second row, starting tonight at the 3rd spot, Chad Cole. Outside him, Justin Fuller.
Now, we got, right now, it looks like EJ right there sitting on the second row with Chad Coleman.
Absolutely, Chad Cole. Then Kyle Taraska, we talked to him earlier in the broadcast. He'll roll off 7th. 8th, Glenn Campbell. Scott Stencil is 9th spot. And Steve Gottschalk, who is in the top 14 tonight in the Challenger 14, rolls off 10th.
Yeah, we got 11. We got JD. I'm going to say that's Lard. I hope I said that right. But then I apologize. Got Bobby sitting right there in 12th. Jose Gonzalez right in 13th. And Scott for Formosa, 14th. And Joey sitting there in 15th. And then Lewis, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to apologize right off, Mike, because some of the names, I'm going to mess them up, and I know you know them a little better than I do. But we got Lewis right there in 16th, and Brian Bohr sitting in the rounds up the top 17.
Yep, Brian Boris Cook last to take time. Now that's 17 drivers taking the queue time. 27 scheduled to take the green flag tonight. Pace car brings us to the green as Larry Pace and Malik Ray start on the outside row here. Off the corner to get us going. Larry Pace takes us to the green, Joe, and we've got 117 laps
of pure excitement right now. Green flag in the air. These boys go side by side heading into turn number 1. You got Larry Pace taking it out there in a 00. He will go door to door. Like I said, you got to be very, very careful here because you can push up in that car on the inside very easy. See the rest of the field fan out single file as they storm down the backstretch to head off into turn number 3 here to complete lap number 1 of 117. Wow, what a battle up front.
I know Malik Ray looking back underneath, trying to take the lead. Can't find it. Larry Pace will complete lap 1 here and take that bonus point. Malik Ray, by the way, Joe, 5-time winner in the Monday Night Money series in the Sim500. He is a dangerous animal, and he's driving that blue and orange, almost looked like an Auburn Tiger paint scheme out there as we got caution already on the racetrack. Looks like the 939 of Chris Jabot.
Yeah, unfortunate on his end, man. Getting involved in a wreck right there. Gotta hate seeing that. You know, like I said, it's one of those deals here. You gotta be very, very careful on this track because it's going to be a one groove style. You're going to flirt with a high side around here, and you know, you're going to want to try to go on the inside. Problem is, not a lot of room down there.
Yeah, looks like he got 2 left side tires underneath that dotted line there off of corner 2. And she just went sideways. The good news is, folks, he did not hit anything. Just a little self-solo spin down the backstretch. Caution out. Working lap 2. No lead change up front. It's still Larry Pace in the 00 machine and Malik Ray in that Hardee's Camaro in second.
Yeah, I got that Hardee's machine out there like you was talking about earlier, a throwback there. So we'll call it the Hardee's Burger machine out there. Man, definitely going to make everybody hungry running around this track, but he's going to be hungry for a win tonight. And like you said, Malik Ray, definitely one of those guys out there that can get it done. I'm not familiar with him as much as you are there, Keaton, but I'm going to tell you, I'll learn a lot about these drivers, and I apologize to the viewers out there. And speaking of the viewers, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. But like you said earlier, Keaton, we're live at Darlington, South Carolina here for the chase. It's a Sim500. Awesome race tonight, start of the chase.
And we'll try to keep our eye out on these contenders, Joe. Of course, we've mentioned Malik Ray. Larry Pace, of course, he's part of that deal there. J.D. Laird, you mentioned him. Taraska. Manger, by the way, I saw Kyle Manger, the number 25 machine, taking it real easy on that start. He started 20th position tonight, and 21st position. He's in 20th, but you know, I think if you're one of these guys, Joe, that you think you may not be able to win the race, if you could just finish the race and take it easy, kind of like treat Darlington like Talladega. You know, stay in the back, stay out of trouble. Find yourself in the top 10, top 5, and then get to Dega. You know, get to Dega next week. Yeah,
I mean, this track right here can be tricky to these guys because, you know, they got a plate race. They got to keep that in the back of their mind next week where anything can happen at a plate-style track. Well, they got to get by this one. And you're right. Some of these chase contenders, this can almost be summed up as like a Martinsville, Bristol, where you just – anything can happen. Disaster lurks around every turn. You're flirting with disaster on that wall up there because you're very close. I think it just sneak out and bite you. So survival here, you know, you take it easy. You might actually come out of here with a very good finish through attrition.
And by the way, folks, on the line tonight is the $25 throwback bonus. The cash incentive paired with being a chase race is going to have drivers bringing their A game and competing fiercer than we've ever seen all season long. So you don't want to miss a moment of this tonight. $25 throwback bonus on the line tonight. Now that's if you win the race, Joe, and if you're wearing, if you will, the throwback paint skin.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Well, can I wear a throwback T-shirt and then give it 25?
Yeah, I want. We could have a little competition of our own here, I guess. If yeah, I have to talk to Joey about that.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a good one so far. I know we had a quick caution right there, but I got a feeling this track right here, it's a very skill-oriented track. You're going to see these guys try to go side by side. The problem is there's not a lot of room. This we considered a one-groove style track. You saw it there early on. They went single file. Get set here, go back green flag racing. And it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do patience-wise on this restart.
Larry Pace has led all 5 laps. He chooses to restart here on the high side.
Yeah, and I think that high side is probably going to be his better bet right there because, well, I mean, that's where the groove is here at this track at Darlington.
Here we go, pace car. Going to take that left-handed turn for the second time tonight, and Larry Pace is going to bring us around turn 4 for the restart. He gets it going early in that green zone as we're back racing here live.
Yes, we are. Green flags in the air here. Lap number 7 here complete, as you saw Larry Pace right there. It paid off. It looked like old Malik did a little move. Didn't want to get into it there. Had to scoot down, but he got right in the tail end. He's right on the back deck lid as they storm down the back stretch. And what you're seeing here, Keaton, is all these cars are single file all the way back because they understand that this track here is a deadly style track. They don't call it, what do they call it? What's the nickname for it? Something Sistering Black or something like that.
The Darlington Stripe.
That one too. They call it something else. I forgot.
Lady in Black.
Yeah. Lady in Black. That's right. Yes, absolutely. Well, we got a pass for the lead.
Yep, taking the stripe was Malik Ray. Now he's up front. This is a very tough track. We've already mentioned that several times, but look how high that groove is and through the corners there. One wrong move off the corner there as they get real close to that outside wall coming off of 4. One wrong move, one tight turn, and, buddy, you're in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. You're always flirting with that wall every turn, every step of the way here. And another thing about it is as the car comes off of there, it can either get what they call push loose. It can either push right up into the wall or it's going to get loose. We're seeing a couple cars right back there in the backside, and the one most notably I was talking about earlier, that number 9 machine right there. And that is the number 9 of Bobby, who has got that Coors throwback of Bill Elliott scheme. Really like that there. He's having his hands full. I saw him come off turns a couple times, kind of sideways a little bit.
He's got that coffee machine right behind him. The Rhinestone Glenn Campbell coming off the corner of 2 there. He's right behind Bobby Wetzel. Bobby trying to find a win here in the Sim500 series on Monday nights. Not quite yet, as caution back out. Oh, this one's gonna collect one of the chase contenders, Brandon Chaburko, Joe. Position 24 off the corner of 4 here. Loses it, overcorrects it, and oh boy, he hits the inside wall.
Hate to see that on his end. You always hate to see a guy like that in the middle of a chase right there and definitely get involved in a wreck. It really hurts them, but this track is a tricky one, and they got to be in the back of their mind. Coming from this track to Talladega, that's 2 tracks in a row, back to back, that are very difficult. Not so much, now I always get beat up for saying this, but we go to Talladega. This track is more of a skill-based driver style track. Talladega, I always say, is more of just a hang-on, non-skilled driver style track. Not saying you ain't got to have skill, but it's different.
Definitely. So one driver, folks, already out of the chase here. That is going to be Brandon Chaburko. First driver to fall out of the Challenger 14, so he'll not be making it to Dega, at least not in the points here. By the way, we're going to see if we can bring E.J. O'Rourke up here, driver of the number 41 machine, Gary Mercer Trucking. E.J. O'Rourke up. I'm checking out that good-looking paint scheme. It reminds me of a 2-0 back in the day. And now, E.J., first off, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you win this race, tonight it's the $25 KC Design Throwback $25. If you win the race and you're driving a throwback skin. Now, that reminds me of a car. Joe, look at that number 41. Does that remind you of a certain paint scheme? But will that Gary Mercer truck, will that pass as a throwback skin, EJ?
I hope so. Trey has done a great job on making this Gary Mercer Trucking / Home Depot kind of skin. It's from Tony Stewart's 1999 rookie season and the Winston Cup days. So hopefully smoke will rise tonight and you see me in victory lane.
Now, I thought I had to take 2 different views here. I had to do the chase view and the far chase view. And I thought it said Home Depot at first, but it does say Gary Mercer Trucking, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. That's right. Fooled you, huh?
Yep. So EJ, you rolled in third, I think, in that pit stop, and then you kind of slid through. The old Viper sneaked through there and overshot the pit.
Yeah, unfortunately, driver error as usual there. So oh well, we have a lot of time to rebound and just about accumulating points. The halfway bonus is going to be real important to the end of the race total here. So we're really racing a lap 59. So we'll see.
While we've got you, EJ, you are in the Challenger 14 grid. Next week is Talladega, the Contender 10, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Brandon Chaburko. He just had an accident, self-solo spin off the corner, overcorrects, hits the inside wall, done. 13 remain. How do you feel right now in 6th spot going forward?
It eliminates one guy that that could have been a challenger for sure. It's just real important to get points and beat those guys that have issues. That's a pretty key contender that's going to be out. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to contend for a championship the rest of the season.
All right, EJ. Good luck, buddy. Got a long way to go. Keep her straight.
Hey, thank you guys very much.
Always good to hear from the drivers, Joe. We try to pull them in as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I mean, 13. There were 14, and now there were 13. So they're kind of, they're racing against themselves, aren't they?
They are, and this trackman is definitely not going to help them out to give them any favors out here as we get set to go back green flag. You're right, man. It's a tough one out there. These guys, I don't know, got me out top on their shoes, man, for this one here tonight. It's going to be, on top of their game, so to speak. There you go.
All right, so 24 drivers, by the way, took the green flag. 27 entered the race. 23 now currently running as the pace car sets us back to the green flag. And Jose Gonzalez, who elected to take right sides only, is in the lead for now, sporting the old Budweiser. The KFC logo's on it as well through 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, it is. See, they got that throwback to the Bud scene right there. And the track position might be keen here. Something we need to talk about. If we got a car spinning, that's the 80 in the back right there, the discount tire. He's around with caution.
Scott Formosa. Oh. Yep. Number 80 machine. Is that a 2-tire? Yeah. Oh, he might have had help. Yeah. 99 car.
Yeah, I think Hamilton in there. It looks like he just was going in low. He's up underneath the Folgers machine there a little bit. Had the other discount tire machine there behind him in 22. Yeah, they contacted together coming out of the turn. Just looked like he pushed up, and they just got together.
Yeah, you just mentioned it, the 22. Joe, that is Joshua Williams. He is a 3-time winner, if I'm not mistaken, here in the Monday Night Series. And he does have damage on the front of that car. That's going to be interesting to find out if the crew can fix that and him be okay. Yeah, that might be 2 down early.
Yeah, and it can happen here very easy. What you just saw right there, though, Michael, was very much, that's Darlington. The car on the inside, you take a chance going on the inside every time here of you pushing up into the outside car and you're getting very loose, and that's what it is. That's a push style loose right there. He pushed up, they got together, went loose, spun, come out the turn. Textbook Darlington at that, and also hitting that outside wall.
So, race leader Jose Gonzalez out front here early on. Long way to go. Jose is a contender, a challenger. The 14, the start of the grid here tonight is the Challenger 14, Joe, at Darlington. Next week we'll be at Talladega. And Michigan will be the Eliminator 6. And then, of course, Vegas will be the championship 4, and we'll have a champion to crown in nearly a month's time. But tonight you got to get through round 1 here, and so far we've had 3 cautions, Pedro. 3 cautions. Yeah, 3 cautions. So got a long way to go here.
Yeah, and what they're battling with too is a very hot, slick track. And like I said, a track temperature of 112 degrees at Darlington, and that's going to make it very tricky here to get around. Like I said, Jose, though, I think track position might be king here because other than the 4 tires, I think by getting out there, it's just being a one-groove style track, plus having that thing where you're pushing up on someone, I think being out front, it was a good call by Jose to take 2 tires, get up front here. If he can maintain and stay out front, might be a good position. All these other guys are going to take note.
Oh boy. So we got Jose Gonzalez stick to the bottom here as he'll restart the race. He's in first spot. Malik Ray is in second. The 00 machine, Larry Pace, who started on the pole, is in third. And Justin Fuller, by the way, even though he's not in this chase, folks, Justin Fuller, one of the fastest drivers in the Sim500 league. He's in fourth spot. Pace car off the surface. Jose Gonzalez takes us to the green, and look at Malik Ray dive into the bottom of the racetrack to try to challenge the lead down the front stretch.
Yes, he does. He goes on the inside, but he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to go back on the inside there. He's got the tires. They're going to do it. Let's see if he can hold it. Now's the time to do it. Let's go him out of turn 2, heading down the back stretch. He'll go door to door with the Bud machine. He's got to watch out. He'll push up into him. They still go side to side as they head off into turn 3. He's got the tires to make that pass and take it to the lead, and it brings 51 along with him.
51 does belong to Justin Fuller. He'll get around Jose Gonzalez off 3 here. Now Larry Pace, pole sitter, trying to take over that third spot from Jose Gonzalez as they dive off into 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you what, those 2 tires right now dropping like a rock in water. He is going backwards. Everybody's storming by him, and he's got to hang on to it there as he came off of 2. A little bit sideways there. Definitely don't want to wreck that car earlier on. Another thing I need to ask, Mike, do they have fast fixes here?
Do they have what? Fast fixes? No.
Nope, sure don't. Okay,
Nobody.
All that. All right, good deal. Got a couple leagues I know using, a couple leagues that don't. I personally like it this way because it calls it no fast fix error, and it definitely makes the realism. It's right now good battle between the Bud man right there of Jose. He's got his hands full with that car with those 2 tires.
He sure does. He has fallen back, and he's doing a good job, though, of staying high, getting out of the way. Laird's working on him now on that 23 machine, and Chad Cole behind him and Stencil rounding out the top 10. Single file now out front, and as well as around the whole entire racetrack. So maybe we can get to some sort of groove here. I've seen rubber falling off the tires in the corners. That's a good sign. It's up to speed, going green. Malik Ray checking out. He's out front. Rest of the field looking good, though, Joe.
Yes, they are, and that's the thing that we're going to see here. Once they get fanned out a little bit, they're all going to go nose to tail here around this awesome track, Darlington, South Carolina. And hey, folks out there in the chat, man, y'all seeing a great one here. These boys, I'm getting familiar with the league. Michael up here definitely knows them. I'm going to learn them throughout the deal here. And I also want to say, hey, I appreciate you letting me be in the booth here tonight with you, Keaton, and all the guys here at Sim500 letting me help call this race. Love doing this stuff. Love seeing these drivers out here having fun. Love seeing the viewers out there enjoying what they see.
Absolutely, and what a night to start out on. You know, I mean, it's the chase. It's the start of something nice. It's the first inaugural Monday Night Money Series with the Sim500, and it's the Challenger 14. I mean, we get to see some folks pack it up and go home after tonight, or folks pack it up and go to Dega next week. You know, and that's my hometown track right there, and that's going to be the track and race, Joe, that, you know, everybody's going to be good at. Everybody's going to be fast at, and it's just going to be, that's going to be an exciting one to watch.
Yes, it is. Going to put everybody right there, man, 2 by 2 on the stretches of that one, the high banks of Talladega. But they got to get past here, like they said, the Lady in Black, Darlington, South Carolina. Right now, look at that 3 machine coming to the front. He's got the throwback of Earnhardt. There was a bunch of an Earnhardt fan, but a lot of people loved him. Either loved him or hated him. Either way, the man drove the wheels and the lug nuts off that thing lap after lap, and right now Kyle is trying to bring that thing to the front.
Yep, correct. Kyle Taraska, 5th on the list in the grid. Chalked up some wins this year, and he's got Larry Pace ahead of him. Strong field tonight. By the way, Malik Ray, Fuller, Larry Pace, Kyle Taraska, and E.J. O'Rourke is rounding out your top 5. And Buddy behind him is just another set of good drivers. You've got in the 6th spot, I believe it's Chad Coleman, former DWC driver. And then you've got J.D. Laird in that 7th spot, Chad Cole, Challenger, Jose Gonzalez, Challenger, and then you've got Scott Stencil. Although Stencil pretty much ruined his chances a couple of weeks ago, Joe. He could have been in this thing, and in fact, I think he's top 10, if not top 5 in points. He just couldn't wrap it in somehow or another with the he had a violation, a rules violation, I guess you could call it, Joe. So Not in the chase, but that's okay. He's still racing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to look. You got to be consistent. The big picture here, once you make the chase, the big picture here is be consistent. Consistency, here's what they always say, wins championships. You can win the races, and the driver's mentality is, hey, I want to win. I want to come out here. I want the wins. But if you got to look at that big picture at the end of the day. Do I want to win, just win races, or do I want to be known for a champ? Because, sure, they'll remember you as winning a race, but they definitely will in the history books as being a champion.
Pedro, take us back into the 19th spot. We see Joey Jatina, one of the drivers who is having to race his way into the contender next week, racing. He hits the wall in 3 there. And he's going to fall victim now to the 20th spot of Louis Robinette. I just got it out of my mouth, and the Joey Jatina and that Jasper engine Camaro just smacked the wall. Man.
Yeah, hit the wall right there, and that's just a typical Darlington stripe. Thing just jumped out and bit him right there, and unfortunately sitting in the 21st spot. Not a lap down yet, but not having the night. This is a tricky track, Mike, and it really is. You've got to be on top of your game. It's not going to come easy here. Even in real life, this track, man, is a dangerous place.
Take a look here, 11th spot. Joe, good racing on the racetrack. Steve Gottschalk racing against Jose Gonzalez. Both of those guys are inside the chase here. The 91 machine. Looks like he's sporting the old Jeff Burton paint scheme there. Remember that 99 car, Exide?
Yep,
Is that right? Yep.
Jeff Burton, back in the day, Roush.
How about that? And then he's got Rhinestone Glenn Campbell right behind him. So those 3 guys right there, real close. Closest racing at Darlington right now. Jose in the 10th spot. Gottschalk trying to climb above him.
Yep, you got that Bud machine right there. You got a battery machine behind it with Folger. So you got some beer, batteries, and coffee, and you got Discount Tire looking on the inside of it as a coffee machine there hits the end wall. I think that's the number 20. I think that's 99.
Yeah, 99 Glenn Campbell. As Joshua Williams makes his way up underneath the 91 Exide machine. Down the backstretch, Steve will let him go. Now, Joshua Williams, Joe, by the way, second coming into the grid here tonight, has a pair of wins, and he is in the 12th spot. Justin Fuller, problems with him as he pulls into the garage area. Justin Fuller, not a challenger, but a great racer, so check on exactly what happened with him.
Yeah, I hate to see that. I don't know. What you're probably going to see, Mike, too, is these guys coming through the field here, like we're watching with Joshua Williams in that 22 machine. They're going to have to pick them off one by one and be very methodical on doing it, because this is the style track that you have to do it in.
Jimmy North coming down pit road. He's in the 15th spot in that Caterpillar machine. He's possibly making an unscheduled pit stop there. 34 laps complete. Back in 11th spot again. Joe, we've got racing everywhere. The 99 of Glenn Campbell working up underneath Gottschalk, and he's got some rear end damage. I think something happened there.
Yeah, it looks like the 99's got some front end damage. I don't know if they got into each other right there. It looks like the 99 tried to look on the inside, couldn't get that pass done, has to go back, fall back in line behind the Exide machine. So right there, those 2 cars, that's what we was talking about earlier on. The high side's king here. Looks like the guys they're arcing it in, coming out of there. Got to be very careful as these tires start wearing out. We've got a pretty good long green flag run here. So the tires right now starting to wear out. You guys are starting to see what they got.
Up here in 4th spot and 5th and 6th spot, Joe, you can't throw a blanket over them. Chad Coleman, J.D. Laird, Chad Cole without the man. Running,
you got a 3-way battle.
Look at 3-way battle here, and this is, folks, this is a challenge to get into next week here. These 3 drivers right here are trying to race themselves in.
Yeah, they
be
are.
Careful, right, 20. Joe?
Yeah, be definitely careful. I mean, because like what we saw earlier on, this track is tricky, and it's that high line there. And these guys, you said, their nose and tail right there within inches upon each other. That 20 machine out front, the 23 right behind him. You got the 8 machine right there. So it's definitely, you got to be on top of your toes when these cars come around these turns.
And something else to think too is these tires starting to fall off here, and you've got to be careful as J.D. Laird gets so close to that outside wall. Off the corner here though, he's got to run. Chad Coleman right in front of him. Looks like Laird might look low. He'll think better of it. He'll stay behind him for now, but you can just tell how much they're rolling out of that throttle, Joe, through the corners here.
Yeah, it is. They got to roll out of it because these cars are getting so loose coming off the turns, but they push going in. You're flirting with that outside wall, turn after turn going in. But look at that 8 machine right there. Pull up on the back deck lid of the 23. Something else we didn't talk about, bump and run. I call it kick and run, but it could happen here.
Oh, I know we'll see it. We will see it tonight. Chad Cole's already proved that he can come up behind Laird and do it. Of course, Laird's got Coleman right in front of him. I mean, there's nowhere to really go. Oh, it looks like the 20 machines had enough of it for now. Chad Coleman out of the throttle, lets Laird and Cole both go by. And probably a smart move there. You know, fourth to sixth ain't really going to make you or break you.
No, at some point, like I said, you got to look at that big picture. You got to be there at the end to win it. So you got to finish to win. I guess that's the old saying. And right now, good battle though going on between the 8 and the 23. The 8 pulls up on the back deck lid of him, has to think better of it. They're still, I mean, you think by watching them, the guy behind has a faster car. Problem is, when he gets up there, he has to let off of it. There's just nowhere to go. It's a one groove track. It's not like what we'll see next week at Talladega or Michigan, where that's a multi-groove. It's just here. Not a lot of places to pass.
Chase Challenger 91 machine Steve Gottschalk down on pit road, taking 4 tires, fixing some damage. Possible scheduled pit stop there. Chad Coleman, by the way, just give up his 6th spot to Joshua Williams, so move him back another one. Up here, though, in 2nd and 3rd spot, Joe, we've got Larry Pace and Kyle Tarasca, and those 2 guys have been all over each other. And you notice who you don't see in front of that 00 machine, right? You don't see that number 1 machine now, do you?
No, Malik has checked out in a big way. 4.6 second lead as of right now over that man who, well, it was Larry Pace, but now it's the 3 machine that just made the pass on him and brings that good wrench Chevrolet up there in the 2nd spot. But you're right, Ray has checked out. He's in his own zip code here tonight, definitely getting it done.
Yeah, 5-time winner, folks. Malik Ray out front in a dominating faction. As you just mentioned, Kyle Tarasca does make the pass. Now, that's the highest he's been today. Larry Pace is in 3rd. Chad Cole working 4th. J.D. Laird rounds out your top 5. Folks, we're going to step away, take a quick commercial break. I'm going to go get me a Darlington hot dog. Have you had one of those, Joe?
Man, you want to talk about hot dogs? Let's see some other thing. I love hot dogs.
I'm going to get you one with ketchup and mustard. How about that?
That will work for me.
All right, well, we're going to go down and get us a hot dog, folks. We'll be back. You're watching Sim500 Monday Night Money Series live on Yellow Flag TV.
Start your engine!
Welcome back, folks. Man, Joe,
Yes, sir.
this hot dog, buddy, is something else. The Darlington, the black stripe hot dog. It's got the real burnt, stripe down the side of it.
Oh yeah,
Very real.
cold right there.
Oh yeah. You can't come to Darlington without the black stripe hot dog.
And I love it. I tell you what, hot dogs is the king of the town. Everybody always usually hits me up. I always get caught with a cookie in my mouth too when I'm out here, man, doing these races. Gotta love it. Fast speed, fast cars. I always say bad fast drivers and some bad fast cars on a bad fast hot track here at Darlington, South Carolina, with a bad fast hot dog that Mike's over there eating.
Well, bad news, folks. If you're a Steve Gottschalk fan, the 91 machine in the X-Side car has called it quits. So I can't say with 100% certainty, Joe, but at least with 99% certainty, he has ended his run in the chase and will fall victim here. So 12 challengers remain here tonight out of the 14 that started. We have 10, only 10 will make it to Talladega.
Yeah, absolutely. Hate to see that. Also, you talking about another one dropped out. Was talking about Justin Fuller earlier on. Looks like he's dropped out of the race also. So, yeah, kind of hot out here at Darlington. It's kind of hot, man, with some of the cars, and guys are starting to fall out with attrition.
As we are working lap 51 here. Of course, leader Malik Ray into turn 3 now. Turn 1, excuse me. Kyle Taraska now coming into turn 1. So that's just the distance, folks. It's about somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 seconds, perhaps, Joe. I mean, just Malik Ray just continuing to get further out.
Yeah, he's just tearing them up out here, setting pace out there tonight. If he keeps up what he's doing, he'll be good to go. Good long green flag. Oh, we got caution.
Uh-oh. 24 machine, Scott Stencil we're hearing. The Baby Ruth machine. Looks like he's going to come down the front stretch. He's got the 84 of Jimmy North underneath him. Oh, looks like Scott just got a little loose and hit the outside wall, and then he hits it again. And oh, no! Glenn Campbell just annihilated him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just went in there, man. Punched that coffee can just a little bit. Wow.
Folgers in your cup.
Yeah,
More like Folgers in your lap.
Yeah, definitely, man. He dropped his coffee on him. It was hot.
Oh, man. Glenn Campbell, Scott Stencil, by the way, not able to get the car started. He's going to call it quits. Scott Stencil, by the way, not a challenger, so that will be one less position, though, that maybe Joey Jatina or Kyle Manger has to work themselves, to get into that spot via points, perhaps, Joe. So good news for those guys.
Yeah, and that's the thing you got to think about. Like what you said earlier, there's no fast fix here or anything like that. So, hey, you tear a car up, comes terminal. It is what it is. Night's done. There's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes victim of circumstance here. It happens. This track, things happen so quick. You're so close to each other. Before you know it, you'll be on top of a wreck and out of the race.
Let's see here. Looks like, I think Kyle Taraska, did he not say 59 laps would be the halfway point, and that would be the bonus giveaway? So keep your eyes out on that, Joe.
Yeah, lap 55. I know Joshua Williams was, but he's coming down on pit road right now. So he was out there trying to probably even get some bonus points because that's the number 22 machine. Was talking about him earlier on, sitting second in the points coming in here, the chase-wise. So, valuable bonus points. These guys need them in order to actually advance on. It helps.
Speaking of helping, Joey Jatina being shown the 17th spot. He is one lap down. He and Lewis Robinette going to try to get back on the lead lap here. In fact, Robinette is 2 laps down, so he'll get one of those back. Joey Jatino would see here. Now, I'm showing Malik Ray. Oh, I don't think they're going to get it back.
No, because I think a bunch of the other guys in front of them actually hadn't pitted. What messed up was the 22 machine and those didn't pit, and when they did, they didn't get the wave around. They would have had all leaders have to on iRacing pit in order for them to get that wave around to get that lap back. So just unfortunate on him. He's probably going to stay a lap down, but hey, night's not over. Still young, running at lap 54 here, 117. He's got plenty time to make up that distance.
Plenty of time here, working 55, 56 now, call it at the line. Malik Ray out front. He is a challenger. Kyle Traska second. Larry Pace, E.J. O'Rourke, Chad Cole, J.D. Laird, Paul Nicholas Cooper, Kyle Manger in ninth, Chad Coleman. Okay, so top 9 currently, right now, as it stands, Joe, are all challenger drivers. 9 out of the 14 right there. So 2 of them have made early exits. Brandon Scherberko is out. Steve Gottschalk is out. 12 remain. So 4 is going home, Joe. I love it. I love the chase. I love the playoff.
Got a lot of chases going on here and everywhere we got. I love watching the chase style formats. Brings a whole new perspective on being a champion, because you got to think more than just coming out here being consistent. As it looks like pace cars in. Here we go. Green flag, and look at that field fly and fan out.
Oh, 3 wide, back in the back as it settles back down to 2. By the way, did you see the jump on that start? Now, Malik Ray got to choose when to go, but gosh, did he not get a start.
Yeah, he shot out of the cannon and rocket up front there. Took that number 1 machine that he's got. Well, actually, yeah, the number 1 machine that he's got, and is gone out front again. Got the Hardys flying, but behind him is a battle. They are nose to tail, and sitting back there, it's a hornet's nest coming out of turn number 2 as they storm down the back. Excuse me, turn 3 is coming down the front stretch here to click off lap number 58 of 117. That's what happens on these restarts here at Darlington.
All right, this time by will be the halfway point. Who's going to get the bonus point? I got to guess at it. He's got some lap traffic to contend with, but oh boy, the 3 car closing in on Malik Ray. Off of 4 here, though. Malik just trying to make it look fun, I guess. Oh, he'll get the halfway bonus points.
Yeah, he will. He came out of turn, and that number 3 might be able to do something as he's trying to close the gap in on the leader. He's pulling it up there on his back deck lid. We'll see if the 1 and 3 here can do anything as they storm out of turn 2 down the passage. Behind him, they are stacked up door to door, though. Now we're getting a little racy up front. As this race goes on, you can feel the tension building in the air. I always like business is about to pick up front.
Business picking up out front indeed. Kyle Traska's trying to get around Malik Ray. He'll stay behind for now. Chad Cole and Laird were battling it out. Like you said, racing is picked up here. It just seems like they've hit a 5th gear here, if you will. Oh, bump and run off the corner of 2. Chad Cole up into Laird, pushed him a little bit, but Laird's going to hold on to the position. It's getting dicey.
Yes, it is. Boys up there fighting a little bit, and definitely a fight for the lead. No one has gave this man a fight all night long in that number 1 machine, but the number 3 going to say, I'm driving an Intimidator car, and I'm about to intimidate the Hardys machine, and I don't want, hey, I might need some fries for that if I go by you, but right now he's on his back deck lid coming out of the turn.
Off the corner, Kyle Taraska for the lead, and he'll take it down the backstretch with ease. Malik Ray back in second, now fall victim to pace as he works up underneath, and there's one hitting the wall behind him. It's Laird.
Yeah, it is. They are definitely, man, up there fighting it out tooth and nail, coming across the line. Lap 62 here in the books, folks. You can feel it building up, but that 3 car puts it to the front. Kyle Taraska right there past Malik Ray with ease on the outside. Behind them, they're still stacked door to door as they storm down the backstretch.
That was Chad Cole trying to get a look under Larry Pace down that backstretch there. Now in 3, here looking back and forth here off the corner. Chad Cole trying to find grip. Can't find it. Back behind them, Joshua Williams and E.J. O'Rourke stack it up down the front stretch, and they'll fan it out in 1 and 2 here. Things have heated up, but it kind of seems like maybe they're starting to settle back down as we get some green flag laps ran.
Yeah, it is. Green flag. We talk about settling down. The second place battle right now looks like it's heating up. Malik must not have got the tires and pit stop he wanted that time around because the car just does not look like it is handling like it was before. Don't look as dominant as it was out there. We'll have to see as this thing goes on. He could be, doesn't have the short run speed, but he has that long run speed. So it'll be interesting to see as this thing goes green for a while.
I thought the oven was preheating, and buddy, it's heated back up, as you said, Joe. Down the backstretch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't put another car between them. Laird's in third. He's got Malik Ray, the hot dog between the buns, the first place car. Kyle Taraska nearly in the wall off 3 there. Coming out of 4, taking another lap to his name. Malik Ray holding on to that second spot. But you're right, Joe. That car just doesn't look the same.
No, it doesn't, but he's been able to run back down that 3 machine. I think he's got a long run, green flag run style car, might be how it's set up. So a caution later on here in the race might not be something he wants to see. He probably wants to see this thing go green for a while, and we'll see if he can run down that 3 machine up there of Kyle, because right now he's putting pressure on him. He's got pressure, though, by JD on the backside. Like you said, it is a blanket, a piece of paper in between the whole top field there, probably the top 10 cars.
Absolutely, and all top 6 drivers, by the way, right now, folks, are Challenger drivers. They're all out there fighting for position as if it's the last lap, as if it's the Vegas race. As Malik Ray looking for the lead off the corner of 4 here. He'll go low. Kyle Taraska holds on.
Yeah, he holds on for right now, but for how long? Because right now that 1 machine is looking. He says, just open the door up a little bit and I'll kick it in and run right through it. He tried it right there. He's still got his hands full with the 23 of JD on his backside. You're right. Chase contenders all through the top right there. Cream rises to the top. You ever heard that saying before? Right now we're seeing the best of the best here at the Sim500. Run it out. They all want to be a champ.
4th spot and 5th spot, rubbing doors nearly 3 wide off the corner of 22 is Joshua Williams. Larry Pace going to fall to 5th spot, and Chad Cole right behind them. Joe, they were 3 wide coming off the corner there.
Yeah, and that's the chance you got to take sometimes here because this play's been a 1 groove style track. You got to make something happen. Going 3 wide, very dangerous, very, you got to have the skill, the nerve. These guys have got it. That's why I like being up here in the booth. I'm safe and comfortable.
That's right. We can't elbow each other up here, can we?
That's right.
Woo, 1, 2, and 3, by the way. Meanwhile, Joe checking out a little bit from the 4th spot car. Joshua Williams, who leads that second pack, if you will. Larry Pace behind him. Chad Cole right on the back doorstep, though. Kyle Taraska still continuing to lead the race into 3 and 4 here. 70 laps will be complete. We're winding them down.
Yes, we are, and you can feel the tension here. It's just like water boiling on a teapot on top of the oven there. It's about to explode. These guys are definitely picking up the pace. That number 1 machine there, Malik, he is trying to see if he can do everything he can. It's not in the position he's been in all race long to be in second. So out front, Kyle still looking good, but in his rearview mirror, 1 slip up, and he's going to have JD on his inside.
Of course, folks, JD Laird, the driver that you see there in the number 3 spot, 1 win this year so far, trying his best to find win number 2. He's got one of the toughest drivers to get through, Malik Ray. But, man, he's holding on to it. He's right there, half a car length behind him off the corner there. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like he's out there fishing. He's got his hook right in that fish, and he won't let loose, trying to reel him in lap after lap. The other guy reeling in, though, is the guy behind him there, and that 22, Joshua Williams. He's been able to pull up there on the deck lid, bringing the other 2 machines behind him in the 00 and the 8. So we're about to have another 5-car battle here before it's over with.
Down the backstretch, E.J. O'Rourke in 7th spot. Just getting a driver's perspective here, in-car view here, Pedro. This is what it looks like, folks, to run Darlington. He's got a host of drivers in front of him that are just top-notch drivers in the Sim500, and he's got a good little eagle eye vision there of the top drivers as they go off in 1 and 2 here off the corner. You get a good look at what it's like to be behind the wheel at Darlington, the track that's just too tough to tame. The lady in black.
And you're right. When you said too tough to tame, it definitely is one of these tracks where you it is a driver's track. Like you said, with that perspective right there, it gives you a new idea of an understanding of what these guys are dealing with turn after turn, of what they have, the concentration that it takes here, because up front, they are within inches there, a half car length between each other, feet within each other. Hey, what's going on, John, out there in the chat? Welcome to the race here. I'll tell you what, it's a good one so far. We've got a pass right here for the 00 and the 22.
How about that? The 22 machine, Joshua Williams, making a pass. Or
Yes,
trying
he
to.
is. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Joshua Williams on pace?
Yep, sure did. Yep. Larry Pace made it a pass on Joshua Williams.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I was looking back here at Chad Coleman, seeing the latest on his car. He just got passed by Paul Nicholas Cooper. Cooper, one of those drivers, Joe, has not won, but has been so consistent and has basically raced his way in without a win via the point system here in the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series. And he sits 8th spot, and he just put a good move on Chad Coleman to go around him. Chad's got damage now, but 9th spot would not be a bad finish. I think that'd be enough to get him into the contender race next week. But hey, I don't make enough money to make that call.
I don't either. Look at the paint job that 18's got on him, though, Paul. I do like that. I guess you have to be a kind of a rapper fan to understand what he's got on it, but
Weed and Boys.
Weed and Boys, that's it.
That's right, baby. Paul Nicholas Cooper, no stranger when it comes to a top 10 finish. Here he is in 8th spot. Long way to go still here, I guess you could call it. A lot can happen. EJ O'Rourke in front of him in 7th spot. It's kind of fanned down a little bit, but looks like EJ might try to start pressing the luck and issue here against that Chad Coleman and Joshua Williams machine as they all get tense back up.
Yes, they do. They all get bunched back up. Single file here, nose to tail. They're storming around this awesome track. Hot track here, Darlington, South Carolina, for the Sim500 here. Monday series on the Monday night here for the first race of the chase. We talked about the 18. He just made a pass right there. Looking good. He's trying to pull that number machine up to the front as it's heating up a little bit. We're getting to the closing laps here, Michael.
By the way, we mentioned earlier, folks, in the broadcast, winner receives $25 bonus if you've got that throwback. Tonight is the KC Designs Throwback Night, 117 at Darlington. And right now, Kyle Taraska driving that black number 3 machine in the throwback tonight. Malik Ray second. He's driving that Hardy's throwback color. So right now, the top 2 would receive that bonus check.
All right, well, let's see if we can help them out, and maybe they'll split that with us.
I was about to say now after the what do you call it, the taxes, I guess you could call it the Sim500 tax.
Yeah.
81 laps complete now. Kyle Taraska beginning to check further out. He has got that car hooked up on a rail.
He does, and I think track position is key here. We talked about it earlier on, and it looks like Malik just did not get the run and the start, that last caution we had there, that last restart, and that pit stop he has. Now, my understanding, they do dynamic weather here. So, for the viewers out there that might not understand it, or to the new viewers out there, or anyone that is new, the dynamic weather basically means the weather of the track changes throughout the course of the race. What Malik might have had earlier on might not be what he has now, and that car's probably not handling to his liking. As we can see, though, Kyle out front has been able to find his groove and took off.
Joey Jatina, by the way, folks, is down on pit road. He is one of the challengers in the chase here. He is being shown in the 19th spot, 20 laps down. He's got Lewis Robinette in front of him, 19 down. Not looking good for Joey, sitting back there in 19th spot. Not looking good for Joey.
No, I hate to see that for him. Maybe his night could be done here. You gotta love it. A man on the move, though, kind of watching him right now. We talked about him a little bit ago, the 18 machine there of Paul Cooper. He just went around the 22 of Joshua Williams. He is on the move with that Mustang, and I'm a Ford man, by the way, there, Michael. So definitely like the Mustangs as they're coming through the front here. But he's moved it up there, and now he's in 5th spot.
Yeah, how about that old Ford Mustang there? I think, fit top 5 spot there. Top 4 are all driving the old Camaros.
They are.
Yep. Joshua Williams getting passed by the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. Oh, Joshua Williams looks like he's coming down pit road here. Green flag pit stop, folks. This could be the result of the good green that we've had going on here as Joshua Williams brings her down pit road.
Yeah, right now running a really good long green flag run here. There's going to see a lot of green flag pit stops. These guys right now probably arguing with the crewman. Hey, can I come down and get tires? No, you got to stay out there a few more laps. Or come on, wait a minute. They're probably begging them. I need tires, because this place will eat them alive.
And if you're Malik Race Crew, you know you're going to work right now. What can we do to get that car just a little bit faster? Kyle Taraska pulling away. Keeps pulling away. We mentioned on the last run before this one, the longer green flag, Malik Ray checked out to a nearly 7-second lead. And here we are. The tables have been turned. Kyle Taraska stretching his lead out on Malik Ray to just over a second.
Well, the biggest...
Oh, Chad Coleman pitting. Yep, the 13th place driver, 20 driver of the 20 car, Chad Coleman down pit road. He'll pit. So here we are, Joe. Green flag pit stops. Another driver coming down pit road, Chad Cole, in the 8th spot. So,
yeah, and you're right. I mean, green flag. Here's the thing. You touched on what Malik has to do. One of the things he can do. He's not that far away. I mean, it's about a second, 9/10 away from the leader. So it's not a huge gap yet. If it was 3 or 4 seconds, it'd be a different thing. He can pit early, short pit, and be able to get that advantage on him.
EJ, we're here in pitting on pit road. Driver of the number 41 machine, Gary Mercer Trucking. Sponsored looking Tony Stewart scheme there. As he gets down into his pits very good. This is a difficult track to pit on too, Joe. Off the corner here, you've got to be way on the binders before you get to that entrance or you'll pass it.
Yeah, and absolutely. You got to get slowed all the way down here at about 40 mile an hour, 45 mile an hour. I think it's pit road speed. As we're watching EJ here, like I said, he's coming into pits. I guarantee you 4 tires and fuel is what these guys are going to be screaming for. This place does eat tires alive for a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see what those top 2 leaders do when they have to finally make their pit stop.
Folger's machine down pit road, Glenn Campbell. Scheduled pit stop. And right now we're just waiting on the leader, Kyle Taraska, to bring that number 3 machine down pit road safe and surely. Malik Ray running second. Joe, don't look at the time, but now it's 8/10, so Malik Ray appears to be catching him on this long flag green run here.
And that's what I was thinking before, is the number 1 machine looked a little better on the longer green flags. Maybe Kyle found something on those short runs. Thing about it here is it's coming to the end of the tire cycle. Now what Malik has to look at is the next time around, what can I do to bring that up a little closer to the middle of the tire section so that I can run it down? I've been able to run it down here on the end, but the problem is now both of these drivers are going to be looking to pit. So it's going to be cycling back around. They're going to both be on good tires. He has to think, what can I do to bring that through the halfway through the tires or the tire run to be able to run him down and pass him?
Oh! 6th spot, Jose Gonzalez. Joe out of corner number 2. Oh, off of corner 4, excuse me, down the front stretch. Jose Gonzalez just, oh man, he's just destroyed his machine. That is bad news for the Jose Gonzalez crew as he is smoking now, entering the pit road here. One of the Challenger 14s coming into tonight's event. He was running 8th spot, and he might be looking at an exit.
Yeah, that thing's smoking like that. It's internal. It is a done deal. It's going to be, crew's going to try to go to work on it, but that is a bent up beer can right there of a Budweiser machine coming on pit road. Gotta hate seeing that because he's one of the chase contenders here. Like you said, coming in, what is it, 8th spot? Hate to see that with it smoking like that.
That chicken's going to be ultra fried.
Yes.
After they get that worked on. Paul Nicholas Cooper, by the way, just got his Darlington stripe. Maybe for the second and third time tonight. Out of the corner of my eye, I seen him get out into it, but that's okay. By the way, Bobby Wetzel playing hot dog between the buns of driver Malik Ray and Kyle Traska out front.
Yeah, well, he's on newer tires, and this is the thing we're seeing. Newer tires versus old tires. Obviously, lap down, he's definitely going to come around these guys. What we're noticing here, though, look at Malik. He is pulling him in. I think Malik at this point understands both of them are going to have to come in and get tires. He's also watching that 9 car, so he don't want to get up there and mess up the race.
Well, like you mentioned, Bobby Wetzel's got those 4 fresh tires. I don't think Kyle realizes it, or he's just trying to probably run his line. Oh gosh, side by side for the leader here. Now Malik is going to take the lead. Oh, look at that, playing nice right there.
Yeah, and I think he just understands the big picture here, not pushing the subject on old tires. If he was a dive down on that inside there on the number 3 there of Kyle, could have ended up pushing up into there, wrecking both cars. So a good sportsman move by Malik right there. Definitely understands that we're getting here. The tires are wearing down. He understands he's got a fast car, and I believe it right now. He can see, all right, I know what I need to do. I'm setting him up. Let's see if I can get this thing done here when we do the pit stop again.
By the way, folks, these 2 drivers, as well as some other ones behind them, have not pitted in their green flag pit stop just yet. Malik Ray in second. First is Kyle Taraska. You better make sure, if you're Kyle, Joe, that you put that hound out the window and let Malik know that you're pitting, or you might get ran over.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you said, coming down the pit road here is very dangerous. Now watch the 99 machine there, the Folgers machine. Well, as we say that, Malik goes on the inside. Let's see if he's going to make the pass. I think he will, because the 3 will understand that it's just too early right now, too risky to try to do anything.
And Malik Ray will take back over this race, and he'll start checking out. Now, that might be a good time for Kyle Taraska to pit, perhaps, maybe here, or maybe the next time by, don't you think, Joe?
I would agree. Definitely now would be the time to go into pit. Short pit the leader and definitely get those tires, because guess what? We come across the line, it's 100 laps completed. We're only going to have, 17 to go. We've seen what Kyle can do on new tires. Don't let him get too far ahead of you at this point. Get in there, get 4 fresh tires on that thing, run him back down, make him come into the pits early.
Yeah, I mean, because it's already up to about 10 car lengths now, name it, half of a corner away. We'll know a little closer at the line, half a second at least. Kyle Taraska is now behind race leader Malik Ray, now nearly a second. So that's hurting him there.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying. Right now, come in. You got a fast, short-run machine. The longer you stay out there, the more you let him get away from you. It's going to hurt you coming in. Obviously, we're up here. We can sit up here and speculate all day long. The drivers know they're down there communicating with their crewmen. But to me, if I was in that position, as soon as he passed me and went off, I would understand that he had a very good, long green flag run. And there's only going to be about, 16, 15 laps. When we take our pit stop and get back out here on tires, I understand I held him off for almost 20 laps. I can do it again, but I got to be in front of him. He can't afford for Malik to be in front of him coming out of the pit.
Currently 8 drivers being shown on the lead lap, back to Scott Formosa, where he sits in 8th spot. Next, 1 lap down would be the number 8 machine, and 9th spot would be Chad Cole. So the leaders up front, at least the top 8, Joe, have not pitted yet. We're looking for Malik Ray, Kyle Taraska, Larry Pace, J.D. Laird, and Paul Nicholas Cooper to be coming down any moment. And you're right, laps are winding down here. If we get a late caution, man, this could make things very interesting.
Yeah, it is not what that guy in second place right now would want to see. I just don't understand sometimes. Like I said, we can sit up here and speculate. Don't understand what he would be thinking in the 3 machine. I would be saying, go into pits now. He understands. I mean, Malik was able to run him down. I mean, he might be looking at the fact of, hey, maybe he's using up his tires. Maybe he's doing this. Maybe I can, it'll help me out. If I can get, the closer I get to the end of this race, if it goes green and get new tires, maybe the 3 in the back of his 9 of Kyle's thinking, I've got the car that can outrun him on a short run.
Well, we're hearing from the pit road reporter, Pedro Mega. Little inside joke. Pedro, he can't be heard on the mic, Joe, so when he says things like that.
Well, you know what? We'll touch on that a second. The thing about it is if you're the 3 machine, at this point, you don't want to go to the end. You want to go in there and get those tires. Even if, let's play the devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say the 1 says, fine, I'm going to take it to the end. If I'm the 3 machine of Kyle Traska, I go into the pit, took 4 tires on that thing, come out here, he's going to be every bit of probably 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds faster. At this point, he might would have enough time to run him back down.
It's definitely a gambler's decision on whether or not, if you've got, we're hearing from the in-race, the pit reporter, Pedro Mega, saying that the crew has told him that they have the gas to finish the race. But, like you said, man, I don't know. Chad Cole's on the lead lap, by the way.
Well, at this point, you're right. At this stage of it right now, the longer you stay out there, you're committed. And because at some point, it would have had to probably I think it would have had to have been done back on lap 100. Because the longer you stay, now we're within 10 to go now. Yeah, you can't give up that spot. As you see, Malik is spreading that lead out to 1.7. Now, caution, obviously, hey, that wipes everything out.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said late caution here would be very interesting. Now, Chad Cole just raced his way back onto the lead lap, so he would be the guy that you need to watch out for, the number 8 machine. And currently, he's just, maybe a straightaway, half a straightaway in front of Malik Ray. So I don't think he's got enough time to go around and catch him again for the lead. But like you said, if a caution were to come out now, Chad Cole might be your lucky dog there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's only like about 20-some seconds back. So he's definitely he can get up there. Now, here's 2 things I always like throwing out there, Mike. Lap 117, obviously, that's the golden lap. That ends it. That is definitely the one that you want. Lap number 113 with 4 to go. I guess, or lap 13, 112 with it go. Caution comes out. That ends it too.
Oh boy. Laps winding down here at Darlington in the KC Designs 117 Monday Night Money Series, round 1 of the chase at Darlington. Challenger 14. Some drivers in, some we know are already out. The man out front is Malik Ray as he makes another pass on Bobby Wetzel to put him a lap down. Joshua Williams right behind them as well. Second place, though, folks, is Kyle Tarasker, nearly 4 seconds behind. Larry Pace, Joe, is now working on passing Kyle Tarasker for second.
Yeah, he is definitely trying to get back up there. He's sitting in the 3rd place spot. That's what I'm saying. Kyle definitely, if he was going to come in, I'm like you, what we was talking about. Whoa, Scott, right there, and that number 80 machine had to make an evasive maneuver off down in the infield.
Oh yeah, he kind of wiggle woggled it out of the 4 there and just got way down out of the way. No harm, no foul, I don't guess.
Nope.
Joe?
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. And you're talking about Larry Pace right there. He's all over the back deck lid of the 3. I think it's going to be a matter of time before he goes on the inside and definitely takes that spot away from him. And that would be for the actual 2nd place here, because the 3 of Kyle, and he's definitely used those tires up there. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, he's flirting. Darlington's right there. He's in the wall.
Yep, Kyle into the wall. Through the corner, Larry Pace ducking underneath. At the stripe, it's still the 3 machine, though. Kyle Taraska getting into the wall hard there. It's hard to see that black stripe. Oh, he's in the wall again.
Yeah, he is, man. The tires are just wore out at this point. He's hanging on for dear life to the end of this one. Lap 114. Remember this. Caution comes out at this point. This one's over. Malik Ray would be the winner of this one. And right now, that man just pulled it in 2nd place. He's got the 84 lap down car coming on his inside. And as these guys are screaming on the radio to the crewman, Tires, tires, tires.
Oh, yeah, you know Kyle Taraska is fighting for his life now in third spot. He's got J.D. Laird, who's in fourth spot, just entered turn 1. Taraska exits turn 2, so that's the distance.
Yep. And I think he's, unless it's just something drastic happened, I don't know that if the man back there, JD, is going to be able to run him down. You're talking about a 6 seconds difference right there that he'll have to do it within about 3 laps here. Not impossible. I mean, obviously, we just saw him getting to the wall. Anything can happen here at Darlington. But as laps winding down, he might have come out of here in third. We'll just have to wait and see.
I think right now, Joe, as it stands, I think everybody's going to be sitting about where they're going to be sitting. I mean, looks like E.J. Ort's trying to get around Malik Ray to get his lap back, but not really going to do him too much there. 1:16 has been complete, so white flag is in the air for Malik Ray as he exits the corner of 2 down the backstretch for the final time tonight.
Yep, man's coming down the backstretch. Final time. Definitely has been dominating all night long as he comes out of the turn. And you know he's going to be flying high. He's got that Hardy's machine coming out of 4. Takes the checkered flag here. Malik Ray will take the win here at Darlington.
Second spot, Larry Pace coming over the line now. That was the distance between 1 and 2. He'll finish second. And Kyle Taraska follows in behind in that number 3 machine in third spot. Wow, that ended relatively quickly there as the laps just began to just unwind and unfold, and then bam, there it is, checkered flag.
Well, you had a little bit of everything here. You had some cautions, had some great racing, had some strategy, had long green flag runs, some green flag pit stops. What more would you want? Like I say, hey, folks, if this doesn't make you excited, your hair stand up, you might want to go get a doctor's appointment tomorrow because I don't know what we can do for you up here.
Oh, boy. Malik Ray burning them out down the front stretch here at Darlington in the good old Hardee's Hamburger Camaro. When we return, post-race interviews and a recap of tonight's events. We'll be back, folks. Don't turn that channel.
Start your engine!
race fans, to the Monday Night Money Series. Round number 1, Chase Grid has been set. Tonight we had 14 challengers. We'll have 10 next week at Talladega. But first, Mr. Joe White has caught up with your third place finisher in that driver of the number 3 machine, Kyle Taraska.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle, this is Joe White at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, Kyle, tonight you had that number 3 rolling on all 8 cylinders out there. Looked good in the Intimidator machine, and Intimidator there for a while. Let us know on that long green flag run. Did you just run out? How was the car feeling? And did you see Malik coming in your rearview mirror?
Yeah, I knew Malik was going to be there at the end. When it comes to the sim racing deal, Malik's just really smooth, and he's very good at being able to save his equipment, much better than me. I knew my only chance to win was to hopefully get the lead like I did on that restart by putting some pressure on him, and he let me go like a good friend. And then I got away. And then when I got away, my only hope was when we got about halfway through that final run with about 30 to go, we'd get a caution flag and I could come in and take the lead on that last pit stop. And then be able to control the restart, and then a 25, 30 lap run, I felt like I would have been able to hang with him. And then once you get a caution at the end like that, who knows what would have happened. And then once we kind of went green, I mean, he was coming, I knew it. I mean, when he got there, I was not going to race him hard. There were a couple of lap cars in there that I don't really know what they were thinking, but they couldn't get out of their own way, let alone the leaders, and that kind of messed some things up. And but once that all cleared up, I was able to let Malik go fairly easy. I knew we were both going to be in the chase, and that's kind of what tonight was all about, just getting to Talladega. And we did that successfully, and here we are, finishing third.
Absolutely. Coming in third place here at Darlington. Definitely a tough track. We head to Talladega next week. You're moving on in the chase here. You got anybody out there you want to thank for tonight? Awesome finish here in third place.
I just want to thank all my teammates and everyone at Sim500, everyone on the broadcast group that helps put this whole deal together. It is the first time we've really tried anything like this. I used to race in another league, and a bunch of us did, and it kind of got a little bit too political for us, so then we kind of came over here and did our own deal. And then so far, so good. Looking forward to Talladega next week. Anything could happen, but it's one of my favorite tracks, so we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on bringing that machine home tonight. Third place, Kyle Taraska, right there. Third place, man. Well, Michael, I'm going to jump on my little golf cart here, run on down here, grab a hold of the second place man, Larry Pace. Larry Pace, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
10-4.
Well, I'll tell you what, Larry, all night long, you was able to run down that number 3 machine and grab second place. Did you think in the back of your mind that you'd had enough time to maybe run him down? How was the car on that last long green flag run?
Car was good. I really spent a huge chunk of that race figuring out how to drive the track. Darlington's always been fun, but I was missing both ends of the track for most of the race, and I had John Gorlinski and John Prather talking to me, and I kind of figured it out 10 laps into that last run. I was just taking it easy. I saw those guys starting to get a little bit smaller, and I backed it down even more and was able to execute at the end, get second.
Yep, absolutely. Well, definitely Pace is your last name. You set pace here, come home in second place here tonight. Was in the chase. We go to Talladega next week. Definitely that's the big picture. To be a champ here, got to be in the back of your minds. We head to that big super speedway at Talladega next week. Got anybody out there you want to thank for the second place victory tonight, though?
Yeah, absolutely. John Prather and John Gorlinski once again. They were big help tonight. John's been with me all season. John's been in and out. Have to thank who else? I guess everybody at Sim500. The season's been really fun. I think the chase is going to continue to be pretty fun as well. We'll see what happens at Talladega.
Absolutely. Again, congratulations bringing that thing home in second place here, Larry Pace. Well, Michael, I'm going to throw it up to you because I know you're heading to victory lane to one happy camper there, Malik Ray.
Absolutely 6-time winner and $25 richer for the first time, folks, that we have him in the broadcast booth. Malik Ray. How about it, buddy? You dominated again here at Darlington.
The going into the race, I knew that I had to save my tires a lot because I know how Darlington tends to eat up tires, and like every series you fall off like 2 to 3 seconds after 25 laps or so. So my main focus going into the race was to just save tires the entire time, whether I was in first or second or 25th or wherever.
Malik, I've got to ask you. I've wrote it down all year, and I've been waiting to ask. What did it feel like running second?
I mean, it feels pretty, I don't know, shoot, normal, I guess. Like, it's just, I know I have to save tires. Like, it doesn't matter what position I'm in. I just try to make sure that the main goal in my head is to, save tires at all times.
All right, so Malik, you know just as well as anybody, next week, Talladega, six-time winner, by the way, folks, in the Monday Night Money series. Next week, the Contender 10 will meet at Talladega, my home track. Okay? You know just as well as anybody, those 6 wins go out the window at Talladega. How does Malik Ray run next week?
Very, very aggressive, I think. I don't know. I enjoy plate racing a lot, so like I'm kind of, like looking forward to next week is Talladega because I just feel like at home on those tracks. I don't know why.
Last but not least, Malik, anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Just my teammates in general, Nick Morris, Jarl Tien, Michael Smith, Mitchell Hunt, everyone that makes it possible for me to be able to race every week.
10-4, there you have it, folks. Malik Ray for the first time, post-race interviews. A little inside joke there with Malik there, but yeah, what a finish tonight. By the way, the challengers, 14 of them entered to tonight's race. All 14 of them. 2 went out early. Steve Gottschalk, Brandon Scherberko went out, but it was Taraska, it was Pace, and then it was Ray who led the way, and will be back here at Talladega next week. Joe White, for me, and Pedro Mega. We'll see you folks at Talladega with a Contender 10.
Start your engine!